Okay.
All righty. Yep, yep. All
All
right.
right.
So here we are in Chicago, and this is day two of the Democratic National Convention. And I have a special guest here with me. I'd like to introduce Philadelphia's mayor, America's mayor. This is former Mayor John Street. Hold on just a second. John Street?
I can see. How you doing?
Hear you. Welcome.
Okay.
Yes, I can hear you. Welcome.
Well, thank you very much for having us. How are you today?
I'm feeling excited, feeling great, and so excited that the former mayor, my hero, is on the screen with the Black Caucus. Thank you so much.
Listen, we're pleased and delighted to be in Chicago at this great convention. And I've been to a lot of conventions, and I will tell you, I think this convention is off to a wonderful start. The Democratic Party is the party of the Big Tent, and I think that the organizers have really done a magnificent job so far in making sure that all of the various aspects and the various philosophies and points of view in our party are represented. You have labor. I mean, they're all here, and I have not ever seen any convention that has the same kind of spirit, the same excitement, the same commitment, the same drive, the same, kind of determination that we're finding here. I'm just, it's just been great. I mean, people are just excited. They're ready to go to work, and that's what you get out of these things. I mean, if you can't pull the party together, agree on the platform, the perimeters of the platform, and get people all excited and ready to go to work, then these things are of nominal value. But I can tell you, this thing is going enormously well, and I'm just pleased to be here. Now, I have another reason for being happy to be here. I have a son who is the chairman of the Democratic State Committee in the Commonwealth of Pennsylvania. Um, and I think he is doing a great job in Pennsylvania. And let me tell you, we can't be responsible for the entire of the United States of America, but we can be responsible for Pennsylvania. And we're not losing Pennsylvania. We're going to win Pennsylvania, and we're not just going to try to just win Pennsylvania, because I think it's important that we send a message that Donald Trump and his MAGA uh, Republicans are not wanted here. Their brand of governance is out of touch with where people are today.
Thank you so much. We appreciate that. We support your son 100%. He's doing an unbelievable job.
Well, look, I mean, the beauty of the Democratic Party is, I mean, if you want to be a part of a party that really has doors wide open to try to represent, your interests and the interests of the people that you care about, this is the place to be. I mean, we've had this long reputation of having a really, really big table, and we fight a lot because we differ on some things, but at the end of the day, we come together, and we're going to be together in this election, and I think we're going to win big. And let me tell you, Vice President Harris she has exceeded all of our expectations, and we knew she would be good. We knew that she could do this job, but I will tell you, she has really, really been extraordinary. And one of the reasons you can tell is that we all have friends, and I have friends and acquaintances that I have a very difficult time getting engaged in politics. They'll all vote. They will tell you, I will vote, and they will vote. But I'm talking about, I got people who are asking for T-shirts and flyers, and they're making contributions and they're having events in a way that I've just not seen before.
Well, you were around during 08. You remember the magic. And can you compare what you've seen with Kamala to 08?
You know, I think there are some similarities, but in the Palace of Truth and Justice, I think I see more unity, more enthusiasm today than I have ever seen before, and I've seen a lot. And you know, the crowds that the team is drawing, the way people are just so overwhelmed and excited and wanting to raise money and give time and effort and volunteer and get on the phones. I'm not seeing anything like this. And I remember how President Obama changed the way we fund campaigns. I remember when he did a report at the end of January of that election year, reported $30 million. The average amount of those campaign contributions was $62 per person. And that changed everything. That really changed everything. But you know, life isn't static. And you know, we've had a black mayor, a man, and there are a lot of people who are thrilled at the idea that another glass ceiling is being broken. The other thing is, and I think part of the reason why there's more, I feel a different sense of excitement here is because of the presence of former President Trump, the MAGA politicians, you know, that report 2020, Project 2025. And I think people were worried. They were really worried that Democrats were not going to get it together and that this election, you know, could be lost. And now they're very optimistic. And I think that people think the stakes are higher. They think the stakes are higher. And in some ways, they are higher. And I think that accounts for the fact that psychologically, I believe, you know, that there is the intensity of the commitment and the intensity of the need to win this election and to win it big, because most of us believe that just a narrow victory isn't going to be enough. I mean, it's enough to win, but we don't want to just win. We want to win big. We want to send a bunch of these folks who think they're going to take us back. We want to send a message: we're not going back, we're going forward. And we're excited about it, and we're going to let them know during the course of this election.
Good evening, everyone.
Good evening.
My name is, how are you guys? My name is Corinne Landauer. I am actually here in Chicago on my way to the floor right now. I got my credentials. So go down to the floor. We're just running a little late, but I think we should get there in time to hear former President Obama and former First Lady Michelle Obama speak. So we're very excited for that. I also am super excited to be in the presence and actually on my way to the floor with a voting delegate, Linda Mama Fields, who is here with us. And we'll just stop her and say hello really quickly.
Hello, how are you? Hello, Mr. Horton.
Hello, how are you? Good to see you there.
Wonderful. It's wonderful to be here and celebrate this historical moment. It's excitement everywhere, even with the people that are living around and working around this hotel that we're in, and the convention center, the McCormick Center, the hotels. Everybody is full of excitement, no matter where you go. So I'm excited, and I look forward to continuing this historic moment and be ready for Washington, D.C. for the inauguration. Kamala in 2024. I love all of you, and I thank all of you. And just please remember, talk to everyone, and make sure that they come out to vote. Voting is the key to our win. So I look forward to it. I love you all, from Mama Phil's to across the United States. God bless
Linda,
you.
I got a question for you. Hold on.
Yes,
Linda.
sir.
So tell me about the magic that you feel now versus '07. What do you see any differences? Do you think it's close to it? A little less than? Tell me what you think.
It's beyond that. I mean, Obama was a different kind of excitement. He was the first Black man, and he was able to unite everyone. Like he said, it wasn't a Democrat or a Republican, it was a united front for all Americans, and he was able to bring it all together. Unfortunately, over the years, we fell off, we were disengaged, disenchanted. And the killer of it all was the 4 years that Trump destroyed all the work that we have done. And with this, it's like a resurrection of hope. And I'm excited about that, seeing the young people, seeing the older people, seeing all races and religions coming together, Republicans and Democrats, understanding that democracy really does matter, that their votes really do matter, and they're going to show America in this election that it does matter.
Wow. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
And thank you so much for what you've done with the Black Caucus in Montgomery County. You
Mike,
and Corinne.
Amen.
we were
Amen.
all a part of that, Michael. It wouldn't have happened without all of us. It's a not a me, you, it's a us.
Yes,
and
it
it's
is.
always going to be that way.
Absolutely, absolutely. And Corinne,
Well, God bless.
all
God
right,
bless.
Corinne, God bless. Corinne, so this is
Yes,
your first
sir.
time actually at the DNC,
Yes,
enjoying
it is.
everything. What is your, what do you think about it being a newbie, at this event, this type of event?
The excitement is palpable. I am just excited to be in the room with Michelle and Rob as well. So it's amazing. It's amazing. As a matter of fact, Cindy, you want to hop and say hello? You want to say hi to my pops? We have also Cindy Bass here, councilperson from Philadelphia.
Cindy
Hi, everybody.
Bass.
How y'all doing?
Hey, Cindy, how are you?
I'm doing great. How are you? Why aren't you here?
Huh?
That's what I want to know. How come you're not here?
Oh, I wish I could have been here. I could have get a ticket.
You couldn't get a ticket. I got you. You know I got you.
I know you got me. I know.
I'm gonna play it out.
Well, thank you so much, Cindy. Cindy actually has got the strongest voting ward in all of Philadelphia. She does a good job. And that's what we need everybody to do.
Well, listen, we're gonna leave no stone unturned to make sure we turn out the vote. This election is critical. There's no going back. We've been hearing it all for the last couple of days. There's no going back. We're not going backwards. And that is what the other candidate is offering, is a backwards journey. This is a forward march. We're marching forward. We're all going to be able to benefit in the promise of what this country really should have been delivering to us for a long time. So, listen, I believe in Kamala. I believe that she's got the right stuff. I believe that she's going to really be able to make a difference, and I'm excited to support her. And I'm excited about her choice for vice president as well. So I think we got a great team here in Haines and a great ticket, and this is going to be nothing but good. This is going to be good stuff. So now it's time to turn out the vote.
I got a question for you, and this is something Mr. Horton brought up. He basically said he's talking to a lot of people, Black men, and I know John Street said maybe we can have the sisters talk to the Black men, but what have you been hearing on the street, Cindy, in terms of Black men? Is that right, Mr. Horton, what you've heard?
Yes, definitely what I heard.
So one of the things that I heard today, I was talking to a friend of mine, African-American male. We went to high school together. We go way back. And he said that he, some of our, former classmates from a long time ago were talking about voting for the other person and how he really had to school them and to educate them on exactly what that meant, what that would mean, and what that would do, not just to us, to our communities, but for our children. everything that I do right now that we're most of us in, like in our age range does right now is really related to the future of our children and then the future generations. That's really what it's about. And so we can't ignore the fact that this is a choice between democracy and a dictatorship. When Trump says that he wants to take away, like, you don't have to vote anymore, he's going to fix it. Like, we should believe him. This is someone who was okay with storming the Capitol. This is someone who was, okay with overturning an election and putting out conspiracy theories. And so there is nothing that this person won't do to try to take an election and really take away the future of our children. So, I think once we talk to, those from our community who are naysayers, who are doubters, they get it. But we just need to make sure everybody's educated. And I think that a big education push and platform is what we really need to have happening on a regular basis. It's got to happen. People just have to know. And I think, we can't assume, like, listen, this is what I do for a living. This is, what you all do, but this isn't what everybody does. And so we need to make sure that people have the information and that we're providing information to our brothers and sisters so that they can make an educated decision. Because once my friend educated my other classmates on supporting the other opponent, they said, oh, I didn't know this. I didn't know that. I wasn't aware of this. I wasn't aware of that. And now that they know, now that they're armed with information, it's like, I'm not voting for that guy. I'm voting for Kamala. So that's what we have to do. We have to keep that up.
Great. Thank you so much.
Reaches other people, reaches other people, reaches other people, reaches other people. If you understand what I'm saying. And before you know it, that becomes the language that this woman is not for us. Clearly she's done a lot of great work as Attorney General. A lot of reform, a lot of things around second chances. And I'm gonna be honest with you. I didn't know a whole lot about Kamala, but I did take the time to look at the documentaries of the body of her work instead of just a one perspective. Because you can get caught in that tunnel and be tunnel vision about all the great things she's done and just focus on, some of the things that we deem bad. So I just wanted to throw those things out there. And I agree with a lot of the statements that have been made, over the course of these 2 days. I can't even begin to fathom the thought of this guy, becoming president again for a second term. This guy, there's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. He will literally destroy this nation. And listen, if you look at those Supreme Court picks, they are single-handedly rolling things back. And they are just getting started. And if we don't put somebody in that office in this White House that can put the brakes on, pump some brakes on this stuff, and we don't figure out a way to start putting term limits in place for a lot of these positions, I know we have a constitution, and I know we got it by a constitution, that kind of pulls us back from the brink. But you put a guy like this in office, I don't know if that constitution is going to be enough.
You have those individuals that's going to look at her being a woman, and that may be a disqualifying thing for them. So we have to convince them also why she should be president. And then, like my brother just said, she's a Black woman. So that's another step we have to take. That's another fight we have to make. And I think, for me, I think that anybody who looks like her should be out here fighting for her to become president. It's 100 million times better than the alternative. I don't know if people have been lulled to sleep and don't see how bad this guy would be for this country if he was to get elected again.
If you think about some of the things that I've talked to people about, do you know that there were 13 death sentences that were federal death sentences that were given to Trump? And between the time when he lost the election and then basically he had to leave, and he voted for every single one of them to actually get the death penalty. Every single one. When we think about the police and we think about how they're going to allow them not only have immunity, they're going to allow them to run wild like they did before.
Oh, yeah.
Right? They're going to allow them. You know, all the police reforms that were put in by Barack Obama, systematically Trump took down and destroyed them and basically allowed them to do whatever they wanted to do. He's encouraging violence against us. And when we look at some of the things in Project 2025, and it talks about destroying piece by piece our entire community, taking out Head Start, taking out anything that basically we benefit from. Looking at the department in Project 2025, focused on SNAP. How can I take away SNAP? How can I make only people that are in the education field and only students that are basically going to public schools have to sign up, you know, for the draft, sign up for military service, whereas people that are in private don't have to do that. If you look at that document, Project 2025, and you think about, to your point, Brother Horton, you talk about Supreme Court and what they did. They basically went out and said just recently that you can fine a person for homelessness. And if you can find a person from homelessness, what that means now is that we might go back to the old days of the prisons in which you could basically have vagrancy laws and say,
that's right.
Job, you got to go to prison. And then we're going about leasing convicts, leasing those same things and those codes that took place. They're trying to take us back to 1935, not 1955. Right. That's what they're trying to do.
Yeah.
Right, that's Senator Casey we just saw. I think I saw Hans von Mole that actually walked by. Okay. There's Corinne, our correspondent, doing a great job.
Senator. We need our delegates. Senator Casey. Hey. Hi, this is Corinne Landauer of the Montgomery County Chapter Democratic Black Caucus. Oh, yeah. Thank you so much for your video. Thank you for having me. I have the Black Caucus on the line right now. Do you want to say something? I want to say hello to the Black Caucus. Thanks for all your work. We're going to win this thing. We got to keep working.
Thank you. Thanks so much, Senator. Appreciate it.
Can we get a picture together? Sure. Stacey, you and okay. There's no way. Thank you. Really appreciate it. Absolutely. Yeah, how are you? Good to see you. Glad it's good work. It's been a great night here. It is, right? You send it to.
Thanks, Corinne. Amazing job. Who else is there? You see anybody else in the delegation?
I'm so sorry. I gotta be right here for the.
Okay, sorry, we're trying to move.
That's fine. I just got. That's fine. Yeah. You good? Okay. Yeah. I'm sorry.
I think that looked like Congresswoman. That looks like Sherelle Parker right there.
Pennsylvania, yeah. Pennsylvania legislative Black Caucus. Sherelle Parker here. Thank you for all of your work and your leadership, Mr. Chairman and Executive Committee. We're on the floor doing one PM, one Commonwealth. We're going to win Pennsylvania and send these 178 votes to come up with in 10 blocks. And I'm excited. We're going to do it together.
Thank you so much. We appreciate it. Great job, Corinne.
Can I get a picture with you? Oh, yes, ma'am. I'm sorry. No, you're fine. No, nobody.
Great catch.
I gotta get a pic. Hang on a second. I'll give you the phone. You don't have to move. Hello, everyone. We are enjoying our time here, celebrating enthusiasm. We are loving the celebration and the energy that's here. Ready to get the vote out for Kamala Harris.
Thank you, Doctor. There you go.
Oh, hello, hello, hello.
Hey, Tariq.
Thank you. Get out the vote. Love
Yes.
you all. This place is rocking.
Yes.
Kamala Harris. Now our next president, Kamala Harris. All right, here we go. Cheers. Are you on platform?
No. Right. Oh, would you like to say hi to Black?
Hello, how's everybody doing? We just made it happen. Who's on? Can I see?
Hey.
I see. Hello.
Hello. All right.
Now we're almost done.
Montgomery
It's almost
County.
happening.
Commissioner
California's gonna get
Montgomery
done.
County in the house.
Yes, we are. All right, everybody.
Okay.
There's
Okay.
a section with people who have cheese hats.
Cheese hats? Cheese hats. Wow. I've seen it all.
We're literally right here by the stage.
Wow.
So we're down there.
And the Milwaukee Bucks, as well as U.S. Senator, our best U.S. Senator, Tammy Baldwin. And our great congressional folks, Gwen Moore and Mark Pocan. I'm here because I'm jazzed as hell to announce that Wisconsin cast 1 vote present and 94 votes who are we? Got me going here. Former Wisconsinite, former state, oh my God. We love you, Jody! We love you, Jody! 94 votes.
Yes.
Yeah, how you doing?
Doing?
Hey, we got the mayor here. Do you have any questions for the mayor?
Yeah, he's my favorite mayor. So that's why I came on. I mean, I don't really have any questions. One of the things I'm thinking about though is that, Kamala is not doing very well amongst the Black men that I talk to. I'm always trying to convince them that she is the person that we need to have for president. I just would like to know, what do you think is something that we could do or say to get more? Because, I mean, Trump is doing really well, surprisingly, amongst the barbershop crowd.
Well, you know what? I hear that. I hear that. And I think most of that evidence is anecdotal. I don't go by the kind of some of these polls. The polls can be very, very deceptive. I've talked to a number of people, Black men, certainly raise the kind of questions that they're entitled to raise. But I will tell you, I mean, I think the best way to get Black men on board is to say to Black women, talk to these Black men. And I think that is going to happen. And I think people have a right not to be taken for granted. And I know some of them want to know what kind of policies we're going to have. How are we going to come into these neighborhoods and help many of these people, particularly the young people who have no sense of hope, no outlook. Part of the reason why they engage in this negative behavior is because we haven't provided them with the kind of opportunities that they need. And a person who doesn't see any future, who doesn't have any hope, is the kind of person that can be dangerous to himself and other people. I believe as this campaign wears on, and as we educate our voters more and more, and as we get into these communities, and as Black men start talking to other Black men, I think they're going to be there. I mean, I really do think they're going to be there. But you are right. many are evidence a degree of skepticism. Well, what difference does it make? And why should I be with them? And this, that, and the other. But
well, it's also, you know, and I'm with you. I'm with you 100% in what you just said. And I'm out here trying to convince individuals every day that, you know, Donald Trump is definitely not the person that we need to have for president. But they have this misconception and belief that if he gets in the office, they'll make more money. That's the first thing that they always say to me. You know, when Donald Trump was in office, we made more money. And I'm trying to explain to them that, you know, when you're in the presidency, it doesn't work like that.
well,
Everything that Obama did and Biden did, Donald Trump took credit for. And a lot of what you received was because they put those policies in place that trickled down to you. And then when Trump came in office, you believed that he was the one who gave you these things. And he just created a lot of mess. But that's one of the things they say. And another thing is that, you know, Kamala's going to prosecute a lot of brothers and put them in prison. And that is a big issue right there. They wasn't even really, you know, all that taken with Joe Biden with that issue, but Kamala is like, she was a prosecutor, and they got this belief that she did all this prosecuting, which I know she did not. But that's what they believe.
Here's the other thing that I think is important to me. I think trusted messengers have to go to these people and say, here's where we are. This is what you need to know. And these are the facts, because a lot of them are all over social media. They're getting bad information, and we can't just run this race from 30,000 feet. You can't. You know, we have to get all the way down on the ground, and we have to organize Black men. You know, in fact, I've had conversations with my son about doing the whole barbershop thing. When I ran for mayor, we knew where every barbershop was. We knew where every beauty parlor was. We had meetings where we organized the barbers and the folks at the beauty parlors. I went to them. We plan to go to them now and just go in there and talk to them, give them material, give them stuff, because they're not gonna be there where we need them to be just because we do 60-second TV ads. They're not. And I think and that's part of the work that we can do that other people can't do. We can do that work, and we have to do that work. And you know, a lot of money is going to be spent in this campaign, and resources are going to have to be made available, put into the African American community, and put into these programs that are designed to educate young people, to educate men. And I think if we do that, they'll be fine. I mean, they'll be fine. But it's not gonna happen, you know, because we run a bunch of 60-second commercials saying save this democracy. Because for some of them, saving this democracy means nothing to them.
Means not.
It means zero.
Nothing.
And you say save the democracy, they say, what for?